Coming up now on this edition of Animal Outtakes, a milestone for gopher tortoises in Manatee County. With development driving the keystone species out of their natural habitat, a project is underway to give these animals a chance at survival. Find out how many of these tortoises have made their way to safety. And a macropod marsupial is making its way to our hearts. We're learning about the Bennett's Wallaby and why this one is so unique. Plus, a cause for celebration at Zoo Tampa as they welcome the birth of an endangered ape. This and much more straight ahead on Animal Outtakes. Imagine a place dedicated to the long-term preservation of the gopher tortoise. Well, in Manatee County, it's not just a dream, but a reality. And the Natural Resource Department just welcomed the 100th gopher tortoise to its long-term recipient site at the Duette Preserve. The threatened species are brought here from public infrastructure projects and private entities when the land they live on is developed. And from what county officials say, there's plenty of room for more relocations.
We received our 100th tortoise today, and we're going to release him out onto our site here at Duette Preserve. I am the Ecological Program Manager for the Gopher Tortoise Program for Manatee County. It's a milestone. You know, we just started up in December. And I think our program is very successful so far. We've had a continuous stream of tortoises coming in since March. And, we have capacity for about 825 total. So this 100 is just a nice milestone. The gopher tortoise is threatened here in Florida. There's been so much development, and tortoises love the uplands, the deep sandy soils, of course, which is great for development. So they've been pushed out of their habitat, and their numbers have been reduced quite a bit. And Florida Fish and Wildlife have put them on the list as threatened. As we keep developing, we're just going to lose our population of tortoises unless, we can get them in sites like this, right? Long-term recipient sites, preserve the populations here in Manatee County and for Central Florida. This is not going to be developed. Manatee County, this is a conservation land for Manatee County, the whole of Duette Preserve. It not only protects wildlife, it protects our water source, the Manatee River. So it's protected here in Manatee, and we also have a conservation easement to Florida Fish and Wildlife Service in perpetuity. So the land is not going to be developed. It will be here as long as the land lasts. Currently, we have 452 acres preserved, and this is our first phase for Duette. We're thinking we have about 4,000 acres here total along the preserve, right? Because we have about 22,000 acres in Duette. The gopher tortoise is considered a keystone species in Florida and little parts of Georgia, Alabama, and stuff because they burrow, right? And they can burrow pretty deep. So they provide a refuge for about 350 other species, right? You have the Florida mouse, you have gopher frogs, you have a lot of different insects, snake species that use the burrows for protection, right? And temperature-wise, when they go down underground, they're at a nice 72 degrees year-round. So they're pretty smart. And hopefully we can bring back a lot of the species that haven't been here because of we had a very low population of tortoises until our our resource management division has just done a wonderful job in land management here in Manatee County to restore this habitat back to be optimal for gopher tortoises. There is a lot more to do, and we just keep taking tortoises from these projects. This latest one, there has been so much development that they just got shoved into this little field of bahia grass, which doesn't provide nutrition for them. So they're going to have a good home with a a wide variety of vegetation. You get them, they are healthy, but keep them healthy and hopefully provide a very good home for them. And a sustainable population, that's the key.
Gopher tortoises and their burrows are protected by Florida state law. The Environmental Conservancy of Northport and surrounding areas works to conserve land in Sarasota and Charlotte counties for all living things. They're a nonprofit who wants green space for wildlife and native plants to continue to thrive, even despite the overdevelopment happening all over the Suncoast.
We are on our Ohio Road conservation area in Northport. It's a double lot, about a half acre conservation property. We fundraised for it. Our rule of thumb is we do a GoFundMe fundraiser for every lot contract that we acquire. An acquisition agent actually contacted us to see if we might be interested in purchasing this property because it is in a Scrub J zone of Northport. I'm Barbara Lockhart, so I'm the president of the Environmental Conservancy of Northport and surrounding areas. We've been doing this about 4.5, it'll be 5 years in January. Growing up here, I grew up in Charlotte County and I've lived in Northport now for many years, and I just noticed, and so did my colleagues, that neighborhoods have vacant lots. The woods in the neighborhoods are an illusion, and every day lots are being completely cleared and houses are being built and the green space is being erased. So we thought there's no reason why we can't have some natural green space and residential development in neighborhoods. And so we just decided to go out there and see if we could make it happen. It's 43 lots to date. It's about 14-ish acres between Northport and several areas of Charlotte County. So we now have permanently protected homes for gopher tortoises, scrub jay, and an abundance of other wildlife that's more common: bobcat, armadillo, possum, etc. The only roadblock is funding. And I don't want to say roadblock as if we are failing, because every fundraiser that we've had has been completely successful. We've never gone out to fundraise and not raised the amount of money that we needed to acquire a parcel. The issue is continuing that, especially in the economy, with hurricanes, with people experiencing their own personal financial difficulties. To continually ask the public for money is stressful. So we try to do it carefully and strategically and not too often. But the truth is, the builders have the deep pockets. They have the money. They can write checks for lots. They buy and build and buy and build, and we're just trying to keep up in some capacity. So here on this conservation area, there are 2 gopher tortoise burrows that are active. This one in particular, we had a naming contest several years ago, and we called her Morla. That was the winning name. And so she's kind of our mascot, and in the coming year you'll be seeing more about her, and we're going to be doing some more, using her as an educational representative for us. And then there's one more that we think is a male based on interactions between the 2 that we've caught on trail camera, but we haven't seen any babies as of yet, so we can't swear to it. They are here, they're permanently protected, and they will be here for in perpetuity. Every lot that we protect is different. There's a different collection of plants. Some have more than others. We've identified up to or more than 50 different plants on 1/4 acre lot. So when you think about that in the long run, every lot that gets cleared is being wiped out of abundance of native plants and trees as well, the tree canopy too. They matter because they were here long before we were. These are their homes too. They've inhabited these areas. They've called home for generations and generations, and so therefore they also should be entitled to stay in their homes and thrive just like we are. And I should say, as a conservancy, we're not against development. We understand we need it. We all live in homes too. So there's no issue with that, obviously. We're just feeling like we can coexist. We started out in Northport because we weren't sure how this was even going to be received by the public. And I should say, we get no city, county, state, or federal funding to buy land with. Everything that we spend on land acquisition is publicly fundraised dollars. So we started in Northport and we were successful. So we decided, and surrounding areas would mean into Charlotte County now, into other parts of Sarasota County. We just, one of our newest acquisitions is in Englewood. We're not opposed to Manatee or any other surrounding area. But to do that, we need obviously fundraised dollars, and we would need contacts in collaboration with people in those areas, a couple of volunteers to help us oversee the land, get involved with the community, do some tabling, get our name out there, that type of thing. And research does show that green space around residential homes increases property value, gives people that sense of they can take a walk and listen to the wind in the pines like we are right now, and get that feeling, a little bit of peace and a little bit of nature is better outside your door than down the street at the park. And there is a concept, especially in Northport, I've heard this many times, well, we're surrounded by preserves. We have the Carlton Reserve, we have the Myakka Forest, we have the Walton Ranch. But Northport is 104 square miles with zero conservation land within it other than what we're doing or what private citizens have spent their own money to protect. So what about that? What about all that other undeveloped land? Just because nature's over there doesn't mean it's not right here, because here we are. Currently, for some reason, I guess it was intentional, our properties don't have any homes next door. None of them. The day will come, and at that point, we do have a land management program. We are applying for grants to take care of land management. We would definitely have to look at, is a pine tree a hazard to someone's home? Maybe we need to top it. Encroachment into someone's property. We would keep the property lines clean and no overhanging. So we would definitely do that when the time came. We haven't had that reason to do it yet, but we're aware that one day it's a possibility. So responsible land management, responsible ownership. What we want to do is keep the neighbors happy. We don't want anyone upset that we are doing this. There's kind of a thought process that native plants are messy. And I agree, to someone who didn't know or didn't understand what this was, it does look messy. But the reality is that it is an ecosystem of native plants that all work together and provide habitat and food and shelter for wildlife. So it's an aesthetic thing. Embracing the idea that yes, native plants can look a little messy, but they provide a service is something that we try to teach as well. Don't give up, because we have proven that where there's a will, there's a way. And this is the people talking. All of our donors have spoken, and we have put this in place to ensure that there's going to be some kind of green space left. And obviously, we'll never have as much money as developers do. They're way ahead of us, and they always will be. But any little green space counts. No green space is too small.
For more on this project and the many others underway, go to ecnorthport.com. Coming up after the break on Animal Outtakes, we meet a wallaby with a unique set of genes.
Looking to get away for a few days, but nervous to leave your furry friend? Leave your worries behind. At Dante's Den, we offer safe and secure boarding options for your dog or cat. We know your pet is part of the family, so we provide a comfortable environment with experienced caregivers who offer personalized attention. We have a fully equipped medical facility, spacious accommodations, daily activities like swimming and agility, and staff is on site 24/7. Log on to dantesden.org for reservations.
Welcome back. For this week's outdoor classroom segment, we head to the Big Cat Habitat in Sarasota to learn about the Bennett's Wallaby. We are so happy to be with you again.
So great to see you.
Every time we come, you have new little babies. Who is this?
So this is a beautiful, beautiful little albino Bennett Wallaby.
Is she rare?
And yes, actually, come to find out, they are very rare. And we had no idea that it was even a possibility, but the parents have to have this recessive gene to be able to have a baby like this. And the mother and father had a little boy who looked just like them, just as brown as can be, and was a beautiful, fluffy little thing. And that's what we thought we were getting. And then all of a sudden, this little beautiful head poked out of the pouch, and we were like, uh-oh, there's something might be wrong with that wallaby.
Either that or they kidnapped
And come to find out, we ended up with this beautiful little albino. This little girl's already 8 months old, but you have to remember, they start off tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, they don't look like much. They look like some type of a small little lizard almost that's just crawled out of an egg. I mean, it's quite amazing the journey that these animals go on.
You're definitely holding her in your hand at birth.
Well, the mother, they go immediately into the pouch and attach themselves, and that's basically where they're at for a long, long time before they even start to move around.
This is your pouch.
Yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right.
So you have her in this. You need to have her in this, correct? You can't carry her like we would a puppy.
Well, so this is their safe place. This is their happy place. This is mommy. This is the, family. So it's a very settling situation for them. So when you are going to deal with them in captivity and you want them to have a good, happy, healthy life, we do try to mimic the wild as much as possible. And this was a way that people figured out long, long time ago to have a happy, healthy, cuddly little baby wallaby or kangaroo is by getting a big old pouch and wearing it. And you can go to Walmart and go grocery shopping with her in there. You can go anywhere you want to walk around the beach, and she'd be more than happy to go with you.
Well, that's true, because they say they don't want dogs, but they never said a thing about wallabies.
I never saw a sign about wallabies. So they're like a miniature kangaroo, So the Bennetts are actually one of the larger of the wallabies. I want to say they can get 4 to 5 feet tall, somewhere in that area. I've seen some monsters at some different facilities. I mean, big, furry, but that was like up north, and sometimes people forget, but animals, they acclimate to where they're at also, so that could be part of it. But there's so many different species of wallabies.
This is part of your conservation program, correct?
That's what we're getting into now. So there's certain species that are much more endangered. The wallaby, not quite at the top of the list. She just happened to be a rare one that came into our family. But the certain big cats are disappearing in the wild. Small cats are disappearing in the wild. Some primates are not doing very good, and so that's our goal in the future, is to try to be a part of that.
Now, we, of course, are here in Florida, and it has been brutally hot.
Yes.
So she must be doing real well in this kind of weather.
Very good, and come to find out that some of them do swim a little bit. So yeah. So we do have a little mini lap pool for wallabies, and they get to go in there whenever they feel like it. Wallabies in the wild can live up to 15 years.
They're not predators?
No, this is a prey. Yeah, that's right.
This is the prey.
That's right.
So now you have her and others I know you have here at Big Cat Habitat, and they're really preserved. They're protected.
Yeah. These guys don't have the fears, of course, of the, and that's one of the great things that helps us to have that incredible relationship with our animals. Is the deal is, from the moment we take them in, they learn to trust us, that we're going to supply them with a good diet. We're going to supply them with a good, safe, healthy home. We're going to protect them when the storms come. We're going to be there for them when they're sick. And that trust and that care is what can create a bond between a man and a lion, because we're their food.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it must take some, because I love food. Yeah. I don't know if I would love food more than eating me. So that's the amazing part, is that bond that's created through all that different, those different situations, all that trust that creates this incredible thing. People have to realize that if we don't get a little more in touch with the animals and the planet, we're all going to go. And it's just so important. These animals mean the world to us. They literally mean the world to us. Without them, we lose our world, So the more kids see them, the more people learn about them, the more they get to interact with them, the more they fall in love, the more they make a difference. That's the whole goal here.
So when the children, as well as the adults, leave Big Cat Habitat, what do they take with them in their heart?
Well, it's amazing, but when you get up close to an animal, and they look you in the eyes, it's, people always say there's something in a tiger's eyes. When you look into a tiger's eyes, it changes you. You think about things more, and I hope that's what happened. I just hope they think a little bit more about animals and about what's going on, and maybe it changes their everyday life. Maybe they recycle a little bit more. Maybe they turn the lights off a little bit sooner. But maybe they do something great, because it only takes a couple people to do something really amazing.
I look into animals' eyes, I see their soul.
Yeah.
I think you do too.
Yeah. Well, they see ours.
Coming up next on Animal Outtakes, a new baby is born at Zoo Tampa. Why this is such a big deal. Congratulations are in order for the birth of an endangered ape at Zoo Tampa. Recently, officials announced a Siamang baby gibbon was born at Zoo Tampa, calling it a sign of hope for the species. In late October, the little Siamang joined a sister, and the baby held tight to mom and had no trouble nursing. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet, but we are told that that will come with time. For now, both mom and baby are doing well. They're black-furred apes with long arms and opposable thumbs and toes. Siamangs are the largest of the gibbon species. They have extremely tight family bonds, and zoo officials say fathers play a significant role in raising the young. Biologists note a Siamang's call includes barks and booms. In the wild, these animals live in treetops in the tropical forests of Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. They are listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List, and that's due to habitat destruction, degradation, and poaching. They're endangered, so every birth is extremely important. We'll be right back with an interesting opportunity on the horizon for all of you shutterbugs out there. Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org. Calling all photographers who enjoy the sights of Florida's natural beauty. Officials with the Florida State Parks are calling for all photo enthusiasts to get out and explore and capture the real Florida. Whether you're a professional or just doing it for fun, they encourage everyone to experience the many unique natural and cultural resources at the state parks. The annual photo contest is open to all Florida State Park visitors. The submission period runs from November 1st through December 31st, 2024. Entries can be submitted on the photo contest website. All photos must be taken at a Florida State Park. And don't worry if you're an amateur. The photo contest includes 3 divisions: professional hobbyist, student, and mobile phone. The grand prize winner in each division will be chosen by a blue ribbon panel and will receive a B&H photo gift card. You'll also score a Florida State Parks annual entrance pass and a package with a stand-up paddle board. For a full list of contest rules, submission details, and prizes, visit photocontest.floridastateparks.org. We hope you had fun and learned a thing or two along the way. And we'll be back here again next week with even more animals and some engaging encounters. Until then, thanks for watching.
She's 8 weeks old. Oh, 8 months? Oh, okay. Make an M with your body, like YMCA. Come on.
Now, how big will she get?
12 feet tall.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Wallabies.
I'm looking at you.
Sorry.
This is going to be something.
Sorry. It doesn't have to be very big because it's the only venomous species of wallaby. I'm joking about that also. No, so
Be still my heart.
I actually said that to a group of veterinarians one day, and they believed me and went and hid in their cars until we were.
Isn't that something? Yeah. A macropoo macropoo? What is that? Macropod. And we're learning about the, I can't see it, that's my problem. The what? There's a little bit of a problem. And a macropod. A medium-sized marsupial. As you will see, a genetic abnormality. Okay.